I got 34 seconds.
Everybody's asking. We thought you went all went to bed. We're afraid you might fell asleep. Okay, it's 5 o'clock. I'd like to call this meeting to order. I'd like to welcome all the visitors here tonight. I'd also like to turn it over this time to Mr. McCaleb. He's going to read our prayer list and lead us in our prayer. Mr. McCaleb.
Thank you, Mr. Elders. We want to remember the Marvelines Swan family. This is Eric Swan's grandmother and Holly Anderson's grandmother-in-law passed away. And Holly is Richie Shoulders' daughter. The passing of Joe Rich family, Debbie Rich, his father-in-law, and Amy Lee's grandfather. The James Woodard family, Kevin Woodard's father-in-law passed away. The Bowman family, Becky Hackett's brother passed away. The Pete Williams family, Kim White's brother passed away. The Lynn Green's family, let's remember Kelly Bell's father, he's not feeling well. Danny Clare, he's still not feeling well. Anna, a student at Smith County High School. Kara, a student at GHS. And then TCAP started this week, so let's remember students that are testing the next few weeks. And is there anyone else that would like to add this?
The Woodard family, the longtime roofer, he passed away. Remember them also.
Anyone else? Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this opportunity to come before you, Father. This day that you created, Lord. We love you. We exalt you in everything we do. We pray for this board. We pray for our county, our students, our teachers, faculty. And God, we just bless you and thank you for what you've done for all of us. We'll never know what you've done until we see you, Father. And we just thank you for your sacrifice upon the cross. We praise you and thank you for this. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen.
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This time we've got a memorial tribute that we would like to make to our longtime attorney, Mr. Jackie Ballard. His family's here tonight, and is that right now I'd like to turn it over to Mr. Lewis. He would like to make the presentation.
If y'all will certainly bear with me through this. This is from all of the board and our feelings collectively, although I'm sure each one of us have particular memories of Mr. Beller and what he meant to us personally and professionally. And I am very grateful to have been able to say that he was my friend. Although he did eat me up in the courtroom once or twice, but that's all right too. He's doing his job, and we had a good relationship with that. I had a tremendous amount of respect for this individual, and there's no telling, even before our time being on this board, the things that this man did to take care of the school system, and I think we all know that. I wanted to do something for him earlier, but Mr. Winkler said he'd probably make him mad at me, and I loved him to death, still about half scared of him. I didn't want to make him mad, so, we put that off. But we have had this plaque created out of the deepest respect and honor that we have for him, and in gratitude to his family for having shared him with us and this community and these children and the things that he did for all of us. And it's Mr. Jackie Beller, Smith County Board of Education, school board attorney, 45 plus years of service, February the 8th, 1938 to April the 12th, 2021. And if you'll allow me, I'll
Yes, sir.
present this to the family.
Yes, please. Thank you. Next thing on the agenda is Mrs. Barbara Knappel. She has brought her kids here from the spot. They would like to kind of get us up and give us a presentation of what they actually do. Ms. Knappel.
Thank you all so much. We are with Youth and Family Resource Center, and this is our community action team. And this is a picture of kind of where this started. We have been for 10 or 11 years, every summer, we take students to UT Martin, and they do a whole week at UT Martin. It's called Tennessee Teen Institute, and it is a week of prevention, education, just all kinds of wonderful speakers from all across
school media, Tiger TV, and Now TV, peer-to-peer education, and building community partnerships. How will success be measured? Decrease in number of students vaping / decrease in number of citations, increase in the number of students who vote for vaping education. This is what we have done so far. We have used social media to educate youth and promote good choices. Partnered with Portisville High School to create anti-vaping apps. Yeah. Hi, my name is Abby Stevens, and I'm a member of the Smith County Community Action Team. We are a group of young people who, with the assistance of the Smith County Drug Coalition, Youth and Family Resource Center, and many others, hope to reduce underage tobacco usage in our community by educating our peers on the true effects of tobacco. Today, we are honored to be partnering with Portisville High School to take a stand against underage vaping. So without further ado, let's hear from some members of various clubs and teams here at GHS on why they say no to vaping.
As a member of clubs that I choose not to vape because it can affect my social life.
I choose not to vape because of potential health effects, and I just don't want to step paying for stuff like clothes and juice.
My name is Connor Glover. I do not vape because I care about my health and my parents would probably kill me. My name is Mitchell Chapman and I don't vape because it's bad.
I choose not to vape because I'm an athlete and it affects your health.
We met with state law makers to discuss vaping solutions.
And these are some of the bills that we saw in the current session at the legislature. And some bills, some of these have passed, I haven't checked on all of them recently, but some of the bills, the first one would add smokeless nicotine products to the age restricted to 21 years or older. I believe last year they raised the age for smoking to 21, but they didn't add in vaping products. So I think this year they've added in vaping products, is my understanding. And then there was also a bill that would allow local governments to restrict or prohibit smoking and vaping in age-restricted venues. It kind of gives Smith County the right to limit that if it's where children are present, an event where children are present. And then, and also another bill created a Class C misdemeanor for those under age 21 possessing vapor products on public school property. So the legislature is working to get ahead of the tobacco companies. I did just see something that came in this week too, that I think Tennessee also is looking at, just look, I'm probably more nervous than they are. The synthetic tobacco. So the tobacco companies were getting around the law or the FDA by using synthetics, but they've given that this law would give the FDA the right to also regulate synthetic tobacco. And the picture at the bottom is actually some of these students. Foster Cooper is a Smith County High School student, could not be here tonight. But these students met with the Drug Coalition, and they created radio ads that are playing locally about the dangers of vaping. So they received recognition from the Drug Coalition.
This is how we could work together to reduce underage vaping. We could create SAD clubs in all schools and not just high schools. Increase signs in school bathrooms and other social medias. And we could review school policies to increase vaping education.
So these are kind of some things that they wanted to talk to you guys about a little bit more, maybe get some help.
Thank you, Mr. Barry Smith and Smith County School Board members for your service to our students.
And thank you all so much. Do y'all have any questions for the students? This is the scary part for them. They were like, what did they ask us?
I just want to tell you how much I appreciate you and your presentation and what it represents. And it's nervous for us to be up here too, so that's okay. But I found all of you to be well-spoken, and it's very informative and takes a lot to stand up and do that. I'm very proud for you and what you're representing. Thank you so much.
Anyone else? Thank y'all so very much. Thank you, Mr.
Let me say one more thing. I do appreciate Judge Miller being here and Mayor Leslie with the Drug Coalition. We do have a lot of support, and you know, Judge is supporting these kids. He's met with them, and Mayor Leslie's done a lot of work with them. So it takes all of us working together.
Okay, let's go on to new business. Extension Director's contract. Do I have a motion?
Second.
Second. Any discussion? Pardon? Oh, okay, all right. I'm gonna do a roll call on this if you don't care.
Who made the motion?
Mr. Jones, Mr. Lewis, second. Okay, if there's no discussion, Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Apple?
Yes.
Mr. McCaleb?
Yes.
Mr. Taylor? Mr. Manning?
Yes.
Mr. Glover?
Yes.
Lewis?
Yes.
Myself, yes. Okay, let's go to, everyone had a chance to look at the consent items. You want to pull any of them before we vote on them? Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Glover, second. Any more discussions? If not, all in favor? Opposed? Okay, let's go on to superintendent's actions. Did everyone had a chance to look at those? Anything y'all would like to pull about that? If not, we'll go on to new business. If you'll give me just a second right here. Policy amendment, 6.206, transfers within the system. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Policy amendment 1.400, school board meetings. Now, do I have a motion on that one? It is the school board meeting policy amendment. Now, what that consists of is changing the time that we are doing, let's see, let me get to that. I'll be here with you in just a second. The policy 1.400 is a school board meeting, changing the regular meeting of the board from third Tuesday of the month to the has not been set yet on a Monday of the month at 5 p.m. unless otherwise scheduled by the board with a adequate notice. And we need to set up for, I guess in the motion, need to set up, what Monday?
Well, you need a second so you can get some discussion on it first.
Yes, I also need a second.
All right, I'll second it, so
Okay.
we can have some discussion.
Okay, now if we can open up discussion. We normally meet on the third Tuesday night of the month. And if this goes through and, we'll still meet at 5 o'clock, but it'll be on a Monday, but what time of the month?
Or others may have discussion about it.
I mean-
I just made a second so they could have opportunity to speak.
Right.
Personally, it don't affect me either way. Whoever, if someone has a problem with it being on a certain date, I'm good either way, so.
You want us to keep it at the third Tuesday, if we change it to Monday, you still want to do it on the third, of third week of the month? Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Winkler, did we not discuss, is there any Mondays, wasn't there a Monday that either going for city or
They make the second.
second Monday? So we need
Okay.
to make sure that's what I was trying to stay away from. And wasn't there a county commission
They're the second Monday.
second? We just need to stay away from it.
So the third would not.
Third Monday, was it Gornsville? Somebody meets on this third Monday. I can't remember who it is. I was thinking.
What I was thinking too, but I couldn't remember what it was. Is it the city, Carthage City?
I don't know, but I'll go ahead and tell you, I'm not in favor of changing it. I think it needs to stay what it is. I mean, we knew what it was when we took this position. We start moving it around, it may hinder or someone else on the board. So, just my 2 cents.
Just for my part of it, Mr. Chairman, I'm not gonna be offended. I'm like Mr. Jones. I mean, whatever is the will and pleasure of everybody suits me fine. I'll work with whatever.
I've got to come up with, we've got to have a day. I mean, we've got the day. I got to have a time of month before we even vote whether it goes or
Do the
not.
third Monday.
Third Monday, okay.
Yes. Taylor would just need to amend his motion.
Okay.
To include that.
That to set it up on the third Monday of each month.
Yes.
And do you second that, sir?
Well, yes, sir, I will. But also I'd encourage, I mean, I'm not, I want to be clear. Mr. McCaleb had a motion. The only way we can discuss it is to have a second. So we'll have a second to open the floor up for it. So, and if anybody's got, nobody's going to hurt my feelings either way. So if anybody got any feelings about it or whatever, right now would be time to say it. You know what I mean? No.
I was one that, of course, everybody here knows that, I was gonna make a motion to move this to a Monday night, and I just wanna reiterate that, my reasons for being self-employed, and those other characters, Joe Taylor, self-employed, and Mark Jones, we just, messes up, and, I'm committed to be here what night I'm supposed to be here. If it was to be, stay where it is, I'm still committed. It's not, I feel like this change is not asking for too much change. I just feel like this would help me on this board. I'm willing to stay if it doesn't change. I'm still got a good attitude with the board and doing my job, what I've been elected to do.
Any more discussion from anybody?
Also, Mr. Shoulders, when would you like to start meeting? If it passes, when would you like to start?
I guess the next meeting. Is that okay with everybody? If we,
That's pending if it passes.
if it, that's correct, that if it passes. If I have no more discussion, I'm gonna do a roll call on this one. Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Apple?
No.
Mr. McCaleb?
Yeah.
Mr. Taylor? Mr. Manning?
No.
Mr. Glover?
No.
Mr. Lewis?
No.
Myself, yes.
We have 3 yeses.
Got 3 yeses and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 noes. So it stays third Tuesday as it was, nothing's changed. We go on to new business D. Policy amendment 2.804, expenses and reimbursements.
I'll make a motion.
Mr. Manning,
Second.
Mr. Glover. Discussion. No discussion. Do a roll call on this one. Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Apple?
Yes.
Mr. McCaleb?
Yes.
Mr. Taylor? Mr. Manning?
Yes.
Mr. Glover?
Yes.
Mr. Lewis?
Yes.
Myself, yes. New business E. Approval of, how you pronounce these people's name, Wolf? Wolf. HFR Design for the architectural engineering firm of 2 wellness centers at GHS and SCHS. Do I have a motion?
Yes, sir.
Second.
Second. Lewis Jones. Okay. Discussion. No discussion, Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Mr. Apple.
Yes.
Mr. McCaleb.
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
Mr. Manning.
Yes.
Mr. Glover.
Yes.
Mr. Lewis.
Yes.
Myself, yes. approval of annual online policy maintenance agreement with TSBA. Do I have a motion? Second.
I second.
Okay, Mr. Taylor's gonna second that one. Okay, this is money involved. Let's do, any discussion? If not, Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Mr. Apple.
Yes.
Mr. McCaleb.
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
Mr. Manning.
Yes.
Mr. Glover.
Yes.
Mr. Lewis.
Yes.
Myself, yes. Approval of school support organization for the Smith County High School Girls Soccer Booster Club.
Motion to approve?
Second,
Second.
Apple. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? New business H. This is bid approval for diesel fuel. Low bid, you see what it is. Do I have a motion? Mr. Jones,
Second.
Mr. Glover. Discussion?
Yeah, I'd like,
Yes, sir.
just so that we know, and it's good to have a fund balance, but, I think if I understood correctly, so she told me it's up $1.31 from last month. We hope this thing ain't escalating, but I just want to keep you board members with the kind of fuel we go through. It's a good thing we budgeted, but it's $1.31, I think, difference in the last one. That's pretty significant. So,
Y'all heard that. Any more discussion? Not, let's have a roll call. Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Mr. Apple.
Yes.
Mr. McCaleb.
Yes.
Mr. Taylor. Mr. Manning.
Yes.
Mr. Glover.
Yes.
Mr. Lewis.
Yes.
Myself, yes. Let's see. I reckon that was everything except discussion of the FY 23 budget work session and discussion of the FY 23 work session if needed. And do we need any more discussion on that? Okay. No
And
more-
if there's anything, when you get your cards, if there's anything that you'd like to see or add or talk about, contact Norma and I, and we'd be happy to meet with you or answer your questions. Hopefully, we can get, by the end of the month, some more solid numbers too about exactly what the revenue is.
When will you go to county court with that?
May the 3rd. That's also, I'm glad that reminded me, we are off from school that day due to the election. Obviously for safety reasons and for convenience purposes, they're using our buildings, working with the election commission. So we will be off from school that day, but we would like to invite any of y'all to come with us that night if you'd like. We appreciate it when we support. We never have any problems with the county commission.
What
except
time?
we'd like to be there.
What time?
Is that the Budget and Finance Committee?
Budget and finance, yep. And
Okay.
I'll give you this, I think it's 5, but they'll give us an appointment, like whether first or late, and I can get it more pointed down. I'll give you
All right.
approximately 5 o'clock.
Don't we need to have a, meeting on this, discuss this before he goes?
Well, I think we have to, I think this is the correct format. We take it in front of them, and and then we'll approve it at the next one.
Or do we need to have a work session?
That's what we're asking, if we need a work
I
session.
think we do.
We didn't know if, when we talked today, I guess what you said, we were sufficed, and we had our,
Well, we discussed,
or whatever you want, we can have one or not, it's up.
Yeah.
If you feel the need.
Well, she'll have more accurate details by then.
Well, we hope. That'd be roughly 2 weeks. We don't know. I'm sorry I can't give you a more concrete. We just don't know when it ever comes in from them. I think she said locally it would be the end of June before they know what the penny value. It would just be the BEP numbers would be the big thing.
Well, I don't know how the other board members feel, and I know we went over a preliminary proposed budget, but sometimes I like to see some actual number. If we have the BEP money, kind of see where it.
Could we do it contingent on, could we say if we get the numbers?
If we get them.
And if we don't, we won't know no more than what she told you today, but we'll, as long as everybody's kind of on call, well, that'd be the only thing, we'd have to announce it to the public, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
The meeting.
a work session.
Work session, so I think you could give a reason.
Could we, Mr. Winkler, could we schedule one, and if it wasn't there, cancel it? Would that be safe?
Yeah,
That'd be all right, Tommy? Mr. Manning, that'd be,
that'd be fine.
and then if she doesn't come in, we could still meet if you want to, but if the BEP form, the number doesn't come in, then we'll cancel it. Okay,
When would this meeting be?
Yeah, that's what I,
give us a date right here.
Yeah.
May 10th is what she gave me.
May 10th, that good?
but now,
we gotta go to
meet
county
with them
commission
for May 3rd.
May 3rd.
It's when we meet, which is the,
A week and a half.
you wanna have a meeting on May the 2nd, which is the night before budget and finance.
She's on to Florida.
I think she's this weekend.
I'm good with
Okay,
that.
we'll have to
She's
check
gone
her on
the
her
week
sheet.
before. She's not available.
She won't go to county court with us?
She is, but the week before, she's gone.
What about May the
Just
second?
next week.
Well, I'm talking about the night before, on the, that'll be on a Monday night, their budget meeting is on,
You know when she's coming back.
But next week she's gone and then she'll be back. That's the second.
Tuesday nights when they're gonna have their budget, I mean, their.
Can I step in and call her?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just let him call her right quick and see.
The only thing, if you had some changes to her, maybe give her enough time.
Shoot, that's awful close, ain't it?
You got 24 hours.
That's good.
Now, what do we need to give, if we can set it up to come on the 2nd and do if she's here, how many days ahead do we need to do that? Notice, public,
I would go ahead and give the notice now that you plan a work session for May the 2nd, then if you realize you don't have the information.
Then just cancel it. Okay.
Cancel it, and give reasonable notice of cancellation. If you don't have what you need.
Right.
Within time, or you could always convene and say, we don't have it.
Okay.
Be done.
Okay,
I will go ahead and advertise the meeting.
right. Unless she's here, there is absolutely no reason to have it.
I feel like she'll be back on the 2nd. She did tell me that today after day, she'd had this long day, she probably wouldn't be available for about 3 days. She's going out of town, but I think she'll be back. I think you could schedule it. So she'll be back.
Oh.
I was thinking 2nd, she'll
Okay.
be back. Yeah, that'd be
Okay.
safe, Mr. Manning, if you want to do that.
At what time?
5 o'clock. 5 o'clock, okay, for the work session. Anything else? Mr. Winkler, I don't think, you said you didn't have anything brought up to go in executive session. Anybody else have anything?
Announce again that school will be out May the 3rd.
Yeah, May the 3rd, let me repeat that, I will announce that again. May the 3rd, there will not be any school on account of that is election day, and some of our facilities are used to do voting, so there will not be any school that day. So, do I have a motion to adjourn? First, Jones. All in favor? Opposed?
Also, please put on your calendars, May 11th will be the district-wide academic awards.
And
At
if anybody has anything at their particular school, or anything we'd like for you, would be a great to present it, like at that particular school, we'd try to match it up with this, like Joe, if you had something Union Heights, that somebody out there in the community had done, you won't recognize them, we'll let you be the one that presents that award or recognition.
What about recognizing our